So it's a Friday night. I went out for drinks with my friends after work. I come back home, I shower, wash my hair, put stuff on my face, ready to go to sleep. And then suddenly something happens. There's joy, there's excitement, and then there's sadness.
And before we start, I'm Chaymie and I like to make toy videos here on my channel, so make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell if you would like to stay tuned for more toy video content.
Okay, so I'm really sorry for that overly dramatic intro, but it's kind of what happened, okay? So it's like 2 a.m. here where I live. I was literally about to go to sleep, and then the Disney Parks blog revealed the D23 Exclusive, and 3 of which are 17-inch limited edition dolls, okay? So this was thankfully brought to our attention by Disney on Instagram. As always, he always knows when things happen. He's magic. But anyway, he also provided the link to the Disney Parks blog with all the reveals of these exclusives, so I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to go read that. But here in this video, we will be reacting to the 3 exclusive 17-inch limited edition dolls. Okay, so first up, we're gonna start with the Brave Merida doll. So for Merida, we can clearly see her limited edition size because her box is visible in the background, and she is limited edition of 1000. And she's beautiful. She is featured in her iconic green, dark green dress, emerald green, I suppose. And she comes with her little 3 brothers in bear form. That's really cute. I'm not sure if they're separable or they're all clumped together in that way, like sculpted in that way. And I'm not sure if she sports a new face sculpt or it's just the old face sculpt but painted differently. It could likely be that. I really love her dress. It has very medieval inspirations happening here, this little roughly part here. I love her cape and the fur trim. I wonder if it has a hood on the back. She has some embroideries on her bodice. She comes with her bow, her archery gloves too, I think, over there on that arm. Her sleeve seems to be sheer on the other side, comes with her arrows, and I don't know, quiver is the word. It's really cool. She has a belt and the dress, and then the patterns at the bottom, the Celtic patterns, and I do think they're embroidered. They're really nice. There's bear motifs in there. That's really cool. Also, the circle shows her clans. Instagram is going cray. Her clan sigil or symbol. Whatever. She looks really good. Her hair seems to be tamed down again. I really hope we get a Merida one day with that actual wild hair instead of these perfect ringlet curls. So that's Merida. I like her box. Her box looks like the box design for the 50th anniversary Cinderella doll. Yeah. So it's like a reverse version of these like Mag and Esmeralda's boxes. Right? So that's Merida. Next up we have Jasmine. So Jasmine is finally featured in her purple dress that she wears at the end of the film for like a few seconds, right? When they were doing the whole New World reprise with Aladdin. So here she is. She's stunning. She is beautiful. It does look a little bit indigo and dark blue in the photos, but it could just be the color grading of the photo. I love the thing on her forehead. It's beautiful. Her earrings and her necklace. There's no embroideries on her top. Maybe a little bit on the bottom there, but these pieces look like sequins or gold trims. I love her sheer puffy sleeves. She has a really nice chrome shiny lamp with some jewels on there, so that's really cool. It's not dull plastic. And then she has some bracelets, and then she also has a little belt thingy, but I feel like that brooch on her belt could be from that live action Jasmine doll. It just looks a little similar. And then she has embroideries on her overskirt, obviously. The peacock motif, the little tassels. It's late and I worked a full day, sorry. Tassels from the carpet, and her shoe sculpt also is very reminiscent of that live action Jasmine doll, if not the same, but I can't be for sure. And there's some embroideries on her pants as well, ending with gold cuffs on her ankles. So for her, they just only showed the photo of the doll with no box, so we don't know what her edition size is gonna be. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna guess because I'm really bad with D23 knowledge. Not really used to it. Okay, and then of course, finally is Giselle. Freaking Giselle. Okay, before I even get to the reaction, Disney Store have done 2 Giselle dolls in recent years. So of course, they did their versions back when the movie came out, all the way back then. But in recent years, they've done 2 dolls. One 12-inch in the Masquerade line, and now this. And both are D23 dolls. So I don't really get it. Like, there's so many people who want a Giselle doll, and they keep making her exclusive. In hindsight, from marketing's perspective, maybe that is the reason that she keeps being D23 exclusive, right? Because you need the draw. You need to give people attending the convention that feel that the exclusive they're getting is really worth it, right? So maybe in that kind of sense, that's why she keeps being a D23 doll. But it sucks for us people who can't visit the con. But anyways, she is beautiful. Ugh, like, I don't even know where to begin. I just want to look at this photo and stare at it forever. Okay, so she seems to be sporting obviously a brand new face sculpt, I think. And then the thing I like about it is that every time this dress has been featured in the merchandise when the movie came out, it was always a live action version with Amy Adams' likeness. Right, and this one has the animated likeness, so that this scene kind of captures the moment when she's like racing towards the stairs, you know, to the castle for her wedding before she was pushed down to New York. So I really love that moment. Her tiara is beautiful, there's a little flower there, and the dress is also just really, really beautiful. All these ruffles, damn! And the embroideries on the over part of her dress, the sleeves, puffy sleeves, the necklace, even the dangly earrings. And then her box is kind of visible in the back, but it's blurred out, so we can't tell the edition size. But her box looks so friggin' detailed, and it's a huge box, so it looks like it's gonna be like one of those Saks edition boxes, or like that live action wedding Cinderella doll box, right? To accommodate that giant dress, because her dress looks giant. Okay, so those are the dolls. So if we go through the article a little bit, there's a part that mentions the doll specifically. So it says, if you like princesses, you'll fawn over the new collector dolls showcasing Jasmine, Merida, and Giselle in commemoration of these Disney, Pixar, and Walt Disney Animation Studios collector anniversaries. So each of them are celebrating their anniversary. Obviously, Jasmine is Aladdin 30th anniversary, and Merida is it's her 10th anniversary. But Giselle, let me calculate Giselle, 2008. Oh, was it 7? I think it was 2007. Mine is 2022. So it's 15th anniversary for Giselle. So they all make sense, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it for the info. Aside from Merida, we don't know the edition size of the others too, and I don't know the prices of any of them. I think Pink Ariel and Vanessa was like 200. I'm not really sure. So Jasmine and Merida could likely be 200, but I'm thinking Giselle's retail price might be more, looking at how detailed she is, including the bigger sized box, so she might even be priced higher. Okay. So the next question is, how are we going to get them? So the people going to the expo, you're going to be getting there, right? But for us people not going to the expo, which is the majority of the people, I really envy anyone who's going to the expo. Like I said, my knowledge with D23 is bad, but people do say that these things are limited 1 per person. So if you're going there, you can get one for yourself. If you have friends and family going along, maybe they can get stuff as well too, right? So for me, I have 2 chances, 2 routes of getting them, right? The first route is to find a D23 personal shopper or a pickup person to pick these up for me. And obviously, of course, I'm not going to be paying retail. They will be charging for their fees and whatnot. So that's one route. And this one is kind of tricky because you need to find like a pure personal shopping pickup person who is not a collector and who's only going there for the sake of reselling and picking up things, right? Because due to the one limited per person rule, if you ask any collector who was going to the expo, they're most likely 100% be getting this for them, as they should, because they spend so much money and energy to go this convention, and the priority should be themselves, rightfully so, right? So it's unfair to kind of ask for a fellow collector to get it for you, unless that person voluntarily decides not to get one of these dolls, and then you're lucky, right? If you know anyone who's going there but not getting these dolls for themselves, good for you. But for me, everyone I know who's going will be getting these dolls for themselves. So that's one route, right? Find a personal shopper. And route 2 is obviously after the secondary aftermarket that they will immediately be going towards. So I've only bought one D23 exclusive from eBay in my life, and that was the D23 Red Slave Jasmine. And I think I got her like a few weeks after the convention for $600, I remember vividly. And that was the lowest I could find on eBay at that point. And of course, she has gone way higher in these recent years. Because look at Pink Jasmine and Vanessa now. They're so high that you can't even get near them. But people in the collector community have said that, like after the con, for a while, Vanessa and Ariel, Pink Ariel, were both going around the 400 range. I'm kind of hoping for a little moment like that too for them, for their case, you know, like a little buffer moment where they're high, but not that high, you know, in that affordable middle range. One more final thing to hope for is also in the case that they don't sell out at the con, which is very unlikely. But if it did happen, they might roll over to shopDisney because it had happened in the past before. Not with any of the princess dolls, I don't think. But there was once that Witty and Buzz that was D23 exclusive, but appeared very briefly on the shopDisney website. That was also like sold out really quickly. But there is still a chance. Another hopeful chance is that we might get a general release, because that happened with Vanessa. Vanessa did get a D23 version, and the same version, but you know, like with less details, were released for the general public. So we can kind of hope for that as well, if any of these will happen. I hope they do that for Giselle, because Giselle really deserves it. You know, it's kind of sad that both her dolls are D23 exclusive, so that might be nice for Giselle. Of course, in a perfect world, I would want all three of them. I love all three of them. But it's not a perfect world. And there's the likelihood of me getting one is like 99.9% unlikely, so I can't even hope for all three. So if that's the case, if I have to pick one, it's obviously going to be Giselle. Yeah, because I already have a Merida limited edition doll, and I also have Jasmine, and on top of that, I already have the D23 Slave Jasmine, so in that kind of sense, I can console myself, you know, as a consolation prize. So that's why it's so funny, like going back to my intro, right? So when I first saw these photos, it's like excitement, it's like, oh yes, oh my god, and then that kind of sad realization slowly sinks in, and you're just like, how am I gonna get them? And before we go, I do want to mention one final positive thing about dealing with this. So, and this comes from my experience, you know, when I can have certain dolls that I want. I have dealt with that for so many years because of where I live, right? There are so many dolls where I want it, but either can't afford or unable to get them. And it used to eat me up a lot, you know, it hurts me here, affects me here mentally, and it's not a good place at all. Please remember that at the end of the day, these are just materials, physical material things, and it should not affect you in that kind of level where it hurts you in your personal life mentally up here. And I'm not saying this as a shade, right? I just wanted to spread that message a little bit, because doll collecting can be very, very mentally demanding, as well as, you know, like financially demanding. But it's just one of the things that I've been through, and this is the mindset I'm trying to have right now as well. I will do to the best of my abilities to try and get them, but if it doesn't turn out the way I want it to, or if I don't end up getting them, I will tell myself and try to calm myself down to be like, you can live without these dolls. Of course you want them, but you can live without these dolls and it shouldn't get into your head. And you know, even if you don't get them now, there's like a little goal that you now have, right? You can look forward to saving up and potentially getting them one day. Again, remember, these are material things that you can always get one day if you save, work hard, and whatnot. You know, if you've seen my Ariel and Eric wedding video, that was the truth. I wanted them for 3 years. It took me 3 years, but I ended up getting them. So just have that little hopefulness in your heart. I just wanted to send that little message before we end. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Which of these three is your favorite? Are you going to the expo? Or are you also panicking like me to find someone to get them for you? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. You can also check me out on Instagram at Chaymie Crates for more toy photography. And I'll see you also in my next video. Bye!